Crafty Purple Dragon. I've got a post review today. I've got two paintings that I finished that I want to talk about. The first one is this partial dragon. I think the finished effect is really nice. I quite like the picture. However, I am going to have to seal it, and I'm not sure whether to use the Mod Podge because some of the drills were a little bit dull, and the Mod Podge Extreme Glitter that I've got will put an extra sparkle on it. Plus, if I go over the background, the black background, which isn't worked, it'll have a sparkle to that, and the whole thing will have a sparkle, so I think I might do that. But the reason I have to seal it is the adhesive was really weird. I made some notes. When I was putting the drills on, it was really slippy. The drills were slipping around a lot. Also, it wasn't very sticky, so I had to use tweezers. I couldn't use my drill pen because the adhesive in my drill pen had more adhesion than the glue on the canvas, and my drills just weren't sticking. So each one of these beads had to be placed individually. Not that I'm any good at multi-placers anyway, but it does go quicker with a pen because it's just a matter of you know, dab, 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 dab. Whereas with tweezers, you've got to go in, you've got to pick it up, you know, and you've got to go and place it down. So it does take a lot more time. In total, this took me 3 sessions, I think, over about a day and a half, something like that. So it didn't take very long to do, but it wouldn't have taken as long had I been able to use my, you know, the usual diamond painting pen. In terms of the drills, it was very mixed quality. Some were dull, there were quite a lot that were misshapen, there were bits on the edges and the top. There was quite a few concave drills and different shapes of drill. As in, like the profile of the drill. So if you look at the drill from the side, let's see if I can do a little picture to show you what I mean. So some of them were quite flat. Then there was the normal shaped ones, and then there were some that were sort of quite domed. So there's a little bit of a picture there that probably isn't being focused on. So there was, you know, flat ones, normal ones, and quite domed ones. So there was quite a difference in the profile of each of the diamonds as they were being placed. Now, I don't think you can, you know, that's not apparent when you're looking at the painting. If you were to go and study it, you know, close up, you might be able to tell. Overall, I think the picture's quite sparkly, but there were dull drills, like I said. And because of the different profile shapes, these really flat ones were really difficult to pick up with the tweezers. And I had pinging drills everywhere, my carpet's full of drills. Yeah, just not a very nice experience, that at all. I do like the picture, the end result, but it's not one that I'm going to keep. I'm going to give it away or sell it, or I do help out at a animal rescue, so I might finish it off and frame it and give it for them to auction off for funds for the rescue. So I might do that. I'll see what it looks like when I've Mod Project streamed it. The canvas is called Mythical Animals. The code is D199 if you do like the painting and you want to do it yourself. In total I paid £4 from this, and it was through Amazon off a company called Dia Decorations. Or if you just search for dragon, you know, dragon images. What I do notice though is, in comparison to the picture, if you look at the colours used on the painting in comparison to the picture, on the picture, like, he's gold here and on his wings, and there's no gold on here. It's these sort of different shades of browns. So that's quite disappointing, because, you know, I expected this to be a more gold colour. But overall, I still do like the picture. I just didn't enjoy doing it. I was glad when it was finished. It was a pain in the neck to do, and I'll be glad to see the back of it once I get it out the door, when I decide what I'm doing with it. So that was that one. I have to be careful what I do with it, because the beads can slide off. Right, so the next one is there that you can see. Just put this under it. This is, I called it the Night Wolf. I think the overall finished effect is quite nice. To me, it looks alright through the camera viewfinder. But if you saw my unboxing of this, you'll know that I was a bit miffed that it didn't bear much resemblance to the photo, to the picture on the site, which is that where the wolf is a lot greyer, a lot more pink in the background. You know, and there's a bit of pink and a lot more grey of the wolf. But the completed painting does look like the thumbnail, which I can't really show you. Can I show you? You know, the thumbnail does look like the completed painting, so, and I do quite like it. However, this again was, oh god, there's a bead here. Does that mean is it a crumb? Thank god for that, it's a crumb. This took me 9 hours to do. I mean, it's a small picture. What's the actual size? The canvas size is 25 by 20. Or 20 by 25. But the actual picture size is 14.5 by 20. Let's write that down. 14.5 by 20 centimeters picture. I mean, it's a really small picture. That it should not have taken me 9 hours. Let's put in here that this is complete as well. So again, I've made notes on this as I've been doing it. Like I say, I like the overall finished result. However, I did have trauma while I was doing it. Again, the glue wasn't very strong, so I couldn't use my diamond painting pen. Again, I had to use tweezers. So every one of those beads has been individually placed by my tweezers. It's really tedious. I'm getting quite good at using tweezers now though, by the way. In general, the beads weren't too bad. a little bit of trash, but again, the profile of the beads was a little bit of an issue. I didn't have many of the dome-shaped ones, but there were quite a lot of the flat ones, which again means picking them up is really difficult. I like the colours of the beads. You can't actually tell now they're on the picture, but some of them were quite like jelly colours, I'd call it. I don't know if you remember, but years ago there used to be a type of plastic that you could that was like jelly plastic. So you could get shoes in it, you could get like little plastic baskets made out of it. And some of the colours, and maybe it's my age showing, I don't know if they've been re-released recently, but some of the colours reminded me of jelly plastic. Very bright. And a little bit of a translucent effect when you look at the beads. But, see, I'm not sure. I haven't decided whether it's the beads that were bad at sticking, or again whether whether it was the, you know, the shape of the beads, or the type of adhesive that was used, as to why I couldn't use my pen. But what I've decided with these, I'm not so sure about the dragon actually. I'll have to review it, but my inclination was not to include these beads in my spare drill storage, particularly as well because they've not got DMC numbers. I didn't have anything on with this painting that gave me any DMC numbers. There was no inventory sheet. There's no DMC numbers on the plastic. You know, it's just the numbers that it is on the picture. I didn't even bother kitting this up. I worked straight out the bags with this. So I'm going to keep hold of these drills for a while until I've decided what I'm doing with the painting, or until I've sealed it, and then I think I'll just bin them, because I think it's too much trouble to try and DMC number them when they haven't got them. I mean, I've got that chart, but now 3 of the drills colours were oily, so I had to clean them and put them in little bags because the packets were really oily. Easy enough. I did that with a baby wipe. Each of them got their own baby wipe. I, you know, agitated them around inside the baby wipe, and then just left them on the side until the baby wipe dried out, and then I, you know, put them onto a bead tray. Now what I would say with that is I used some, I don't know that it matters, but I used some Huggies that were quite thick material and kind of like a cloth texture, which meant when it was dry the surface was, well, it was like a textured surface, so actually getting the beads off the baby wipes was a bit of a pain, but apart from that they cleaned up nice. Although certain colours were difficult to pick up with tweezers even, and so much so that I was like racking my brains as to how I was going to get the beads out of the tray onto here. I couldn't use a pen, I couldn't pick them up with tweezers, So in the end, what I did was I used this wheel tool, and I just picked up the beads with the wheel tool, because I couldn't even put them down with the wheel tool because the adhesive on the wheel tool is too strong. They would, you know, it was just picking them back up again. So I had to use the wheel tool to pick the beads up and then knock them off the wheel tool onto the picture, and then like slide them into place. Nightmare, I'm telling you, proper pain it was. So yeah, in total it took me 9 hours over 2 days, and it's completed, and I do quite like it. If you like it, I would suggest maybe getting it bigger. I mean, that said, I think it's quite a good effect given that it's quite a small picture, but maybe in a bigger size it would have an overall better effect. I'm going to have to seal this, because if I don't seal it, these beads will slide all over the place. But I think I'm just going to seal this with the aqua glue, because there wasn't a major problem with any of the sparkle on them. You know, even the ones that I had to clean. I had to clean this colour, they were oily. I had to clean this colour, they were oily. And I had to clean, what was the other one I cleaned? Oh, black. I had to clean the black, they were oily. But they still look, you know, I think they still look sparkly, so I'll probably just seal these with aqua glue and then get a nice little frame, and they can go next to my little purple rose picture that I've got, unless my daughter decides she wants it, because she likes wolves, but purple isn't her favourite colour, so she might pass. But this was from AliExpress, from the Tome store, and it cost £2.01. I mean, you know, £2, and it's a nice little picture, although it took me longer than it probably should have done. So that's it. That's my review on those 2 pictures. I hope that was useful for you. Again, I'll leave links in the description for these 2 paintings if you do decide to get them, or at least you can go to the site and get the images and maybe search for them from different places, because you never know. But, you know, other companies might have better quality with the issues that I've talked about. So thanks very much for coming along and watching the video. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. I never know which way to do it. That way. Thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave a thumbs down. If you don't like it and you decide to leave a thumbs down, I'd appreciate feedback on why you didn't like it, why you decided to leave me a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the notification bell so that you're notified when I upload videos. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.